Welcome to my channel. Hold on, don't scroll. What if I told you that these 5 simple 1-cent coins in my hand could be hiding more value than you ever imagined? Most people ignore pennies, thinking they're just small change, but some of them carry rare details, hidden errors, and surprising worth. In today's video, I'm going to reveal what makes these coins special, how to spot valuable ones, and why you should never overlook the coins in your pocket again. Stay with me, because one of these might completely change the way you see everyday money. Coin number 1. Stop right there and take a second look at that old penny in your pocket. Because what if I told you that a simple 2001 1-cent coin could be hiding more value than you ever imagined? Most people ignore these coins, toss them into jars, or spend them without a second thought. But collectors know something very different. They know that even a common-looking coin can sometimes carry surprising worth. The 2001 penny was minted in Denver, and millions of these coins were produced. Which means at first glance, it doesn't seem rare at all. But here's where things get interesting. Not every coin is the same. Small differences, tiny mistakes, and condition can turn an ordinary coin into something collectors are willing to pay much more for. On the front of the coin, you'll see Abraham Lincoln, one of the most iconic figures in American history. His profile has been featured on the penny for generations. And on the back, the coin still carries the classic Lincoln Memorial design, giving it that familiar look most people recognize instantly. Now look closely under the date. If you see a small D, that means it was minted in Denver. And while the Denver Mint produced a huge number of these coins in 2001, not all of them came out perfectly, and that's exactly where the hidden value begins. Here's something most people don't realize. The condition of your coin can completely change its value. A worn, scratched coin might only be worth its face value. But a shiny, uncirculated 2001 penny, one that looks almost brand new, can be worth much more to collectors who are always searching for high-quality pieces. Now let's talk about the real treasure, error coins. During the minting process, sometimes things go wrong, and those mistakes create unique coins. A 2001 penny with errors like double stamping, off-center strikes, or unusual markings can attract serious attention from collectors. Imagine holding a coin where the design looks slightly doubled or shifted, something that doesn't look quite right. Most people would ignore it, but collectors see opportunity. These small imperfections can turn a common coin into a collectible piece that stands out. The 2001 penny is made mostly of zinc with a thin copper coating, giving it that classic copper color. But over time, these coins can change in appearance. Some develop darker tones while others stay bright. And collectors often prefer coins that still have their original shine. Coin collecting isn't just about money. It's about history, detail, and discovery. Finding a unique 2001 penny feels like uncovering a hidden story, something that millions of people overlooked without even realizing it. In today's market, most 2001 pennies are still common, but high-grade coins or error coins can be worth much more than you'd expect. The key is knowing what to look for and having the patience to search carefully. So before you spend your next penny, take a closer look, check the date, check the mint mark, and examine the surface carefully. That small habit could lead you to something surprisingly valuable. There are collectors who spend years searching through rolls of pennies, hoping to find that one special coin, and sometimes they do, not because the coin was obvious, but because they paid attention when others didn't. What if one of those coins is already in your home right now, sitting quietly in a drawer, waiting to be discovered without you even knowing it? Use a magnifying glass if you can. Look for anything unusual, doubling in letters, misalignment, or strange marks. Even the smallest detail can make a big difference. It's amazing how something so small, something most people consider worthless, can actually hold hidden potential that most never notice. The 2001 1-cent coin might not look special at first glance, but sometimes the most ordinary things hide the most interesting secrets. So next time you see a penny, don't ignore it, because you never know. That tiny coin in your hand could be more than just spare change. It could be your first step into a world of hidden value. Coin number 2. Today we are diving into the 2010 1-cent coin, a simple-looking penny that could quietly be sitting in your pocket, your drawer, or even lost somewhere in your home right now. At first glance, this coin looks completely ordinary. Small, copper-colored, lightweight, nothing special. Just another penny. But what if I told you that not every 2010 penny is the same? Some of these coins carry details, variations, and minting differences that collectors actively search for. And the moment you understand what to look for, your perspective on loose change will change forever. The The 2010 1-cent coin is part of a very special period in United States coin history. This was the first full year after the design change that honored Abraham Lincoln's legacy in a completely new way. On the front side, you will see the familiar portrait of Abraham Lincoln. This design has been used for over a century, making it one of the most recognized coin designs in the world. But the real change happened on the backside. Instead of the old wheat ears or the Lincoln Memorial, the 2010 penny introduced the Union Shield design. This shield represents strength and unity. It symbolizes how the United States came together as one nation. And that makes this coin not just currency, but a piece of history. Now here is where things start getting interesting. Even though billions of these coins were made, not all of them came out perfect. During the minting process, small mistakes can happen. These mistakes are called mint errors. And these are exactly what collectors look for. Because a tiny mistake can turn an ordinary penny into something much more valuable. For example, some 2010 pennies have double die errors. This means certain parts of the design appear slightly doubled. You might notice this in the letters, numbers, or Lincoln's features. It may look small, but for collectors, it is a big deal. Another thing to look for is off-center strikes. This happens when the coin is not properly aligned during minting. Part of the design may be missing, and the coin looks shifted. Coins like this are rare and highly collectible. Then there are coins with unusual surfaces. Maybe the color looks different. Maybe the texture feels off. Maybe it has strange marks that don't look like damage. Sometimes these are minting defects, not wear and tear. And that difference matters. Now let's talk about mint marks. Your 2010 penny might have a small letter under the year. If it has a D, it means it was minted in Denver. If it has no letter, it was minted in Philadelphia. Each mint produces coins slightly differently. And sometimes, certain variations only appear from one mint location. That makes some versions more desirable than others. Condition is another very important factor. A shiny, clean coin that looks almost new will always be worth more than one that is scratched, faded, or heavily used. Collectors call this uncirculated condition. If your coin looks like it just came out of the mint, you might be holding something special. Now here's something most people don't realize. Even modern coins like the 2010 penny can become valuable over time. Why? Because people spend them, lose them, damage them. And slowly, the number of high-quality coins decreases. That makes well-preserved coins harder to find in the future. And when something becomes harder to find, its value increases. But don't get the wrong idea. Not every 2010 penny is worth a fortune. Most of them are still worth just 1 cent. However, the right coin, with the right condition or the right error, can be worth much more than its face value. Sometimes a few dollars. Sometimes even more depending on rarity. And that's exactly why collectors never ignore small coins. They check carefully. They look closely. They pay attention to details most people miss. Now imagine this. You're going through your old coins. Maybe cleaning your room. Maybe checking your wallet. And suddenly, you find a 2010 penny. Instead of ignoring it, you take a closer look. You check the design. You check the mint mark. You inspect the edges and surface. That simple habit can completely change how you see money. Because now, you're not just looking at coins. You're looking for hidden value. And that is where the real opportunity begins. Coin collecting is not just a hobby. It's a skill. The more you learn, the better you get at spotting rare details. And the more chances you have of finding something valuable. The 2010 1-cent coin is a perfect example of this. Simple, common, but full of possibilities. So next time you see a penny, don't ignore it. Don't throw it aside. Take a moment. Look at it carefully. Because sometimes, the smallest things carry the biggest surprises. And who knows? The next coin you check might not be as ordinary as it seems. Coin number 3. The 2016 penny continues a long tradition that dates back over a century. Featuring the familiar face of Abraham Lincoln on the front, this coin carries history, culture, and identity in its design. The portrait of Lincoln has been a symbol of strength and leadership since it was first introduced in 1909, and even in 2016, it still holds that same powerful presence. When you hold this coin in your hand, you are not just holding currency, you are holding a piece of American history. Now on the reverse side of the 2016 penny, you'll notice the Union Shield design. This design was introduced in 2010 and represents the unity of the United States. The shield has 13 vertical stripes representing the original colonies, and a banner running across the top symbolizing unity and strength. This design gives the coin a modern yet meaningful look, connecting the past with the present in a simple but powerful way. At first glance, you might think this coin is extremely common, and you're not wrong. Millions upon millions of 2016 pennies were produced at different mints, including Philadelphia and Denver. But here's where things get interesting. Within those millions of coins, there are small variations, tiny errors, and unique conditions that can make certain coins stand out from the rest. And these are the coins that collectors are always searching for. Some 2016 pennies have mint marks, while others do not. Coins without a mint mark are typically from Philadelphia, while those with a small D were minted in Denver. This small detail might seem insignificant, but to collectors, it can make a difference. Certain mint marks can be more desirable depending on rarity and condition, and that alone can affect the coin's value. But the real excitement begins when we talk about coin errors. Minting errors are like hidden secrets within these coins. They occur during the production process and can result in unusual features like double strikes, off-center designs, or even slight misprints. These errors are rare, and because of that, they are highly valuable in the collector's market. Imagine finding a coin in your pocket that has a small error, something most people would overlook, but collectors would pay a premium for. Another factor that plays a huge role in the value of a 2016 penny is its condition. Coins that are in mint condition, meaning they have little to no wear, are always more desirable. These coins often have a bright, shiny appearance and sharp details. On the other hand, coins that have been heavily circulated may show signs of wear, scratches, or fading, which can reduce their value significantly. Collectors often use grading systems to determine the condition of a coin. The higher the grade, the more valuable the coin becomes. A 2016 penny in perfect or near-perfect condition can be worth much more than its face value. And while it may not make you instantly rich, it can still be worth holding on to rather than spending without a second thought. Now let's talk about composition. The 2016 penny is made primarily of zinc, with a thin copper coating. This composition has been used for many years now, making the coin lightweight and cost-effective to produce. However, because of this composition, these coins can sometimes show signs of wear more quickly, especially if they are frequently used. Despite being modern coins, 2016 pennies can still attract attention from collectors, especially those who are looking to complete sets or find coins with unique characteristics. Some collectors specifically search for coins from certain years, while others look for errors or coins in exceptional condition. This means that even a relatively recent coin like the 2016 penny can have a place in the world of coin collecting. You might be wondering, how do you know if your 2016 penny is valuable? The answer lies in careful observation. Look closely at the coin's surface, its details, and its overall appearance. Check for any unusual markings, errors, or differences. Compare it with other coins from the same year if possible. Sometimes, the smallest detail can make the biggest difference. Another important tip is to avoid cleaning your coins. It might seem like a good idea to make them look shiny and new, but cleaning can actually damage the surface and reduce the coin's value. Collectors prefer coins in their natural state, even if they show slight signs of aging. Storage is also important. If you believe you have a valuable coin, keep it in a safe place. Use coin holders or protective cases to prevent damage. Keeping your coins in good condition can help preserve their value over time. Now imagine this scenario. You're going through your loose change, maybe cleaning out a drawer or checking your wallet, and you come across a 2016 penny. Normally, you wouldn't think twice about it. But now, you take a closer look. You examine the details, the shine, the mint mark, and suddenly, you realize that this small coin might be more than just 1 cent. This is the exciting part of coin collecting. It turns everyday objects into potential discoveries. It makes you look at ordinary things in a completely different way. And who knows? That one small coin you almost ignored could turn out to be something special. While not every 2016 penny will be highly valuable, the possibility is always there. And that possibility is what keeps collectors searching, learning, and exploring. It's not just about the money, it's about the thrill of the hunt, the joy of discovery, and the connection to history. So next time you come across a 2016 1-cent coin, don't just toss it aside. Take a moment to look at it carefully. Appreciate its design, its history, and its potential value. Because sometimes, the smallest things can hold the greatest surprises. In a world where people are always chasing big opportunities, it's easy to overlook the small ones. But as we've seen today, even a simple penny can have a story to tell. And sometimes, that story can be worth more than you think. So keep your eyes open, pay attention to the details, and never underestimate the value of what you already have. Because hidden in your pocket change, there might just be a small treasure waiting to be discovered. Coin number 4. The year 2017 was not just any ordinary year for pennies. In fact, it marked a very special moment in United States coin history. For the very first time ever, pennies minted in Philadelphia carried a visible mint mark, the letter P. Before 2017, Philadelphia coins were traditionally struck without any mint mark at all. That means the 2017 P penny instantly became a historic issue, something different, something unusual, and something collectors immediately noticed. Now think about this. Millions of pennies are produced every year, and most of them look exactly the same. But when something changes, even something small like adding a mint mark, it grabs attention. It creates curiosity. And curiosity is what drives value in the world of coin collecting. The 2017 P penny was released to celebrate the 225th anniversary of the United States Mint. That tiny P wasn't just a letter. It was a symbol of history, a tribute to where American coin production began. And because of that, people started saving them. Collectors, beginners, and even everyday individuals began pulling these coins out of circulation. But here's where things get even more interesting. While millions of these coins were made, not all of them are equal. Some 2017 P pennies have small differences, tiny minting errors, or exceptional condition that can make them stand out from the rest. And in the coin world, standing out is where the real value begins. Imagine finding a 2017 P penny with a flawless surface, sharp details, and no scratches. Coins like that are graded at higher levels, and collectors are willing to pay more for them. A regular circulated coin might only be worth 1 cent, but a high-grade uncirculated version can be worth several dollars, and sometimes even more depending on demand. And then come the error coins. This is where things can get exciting. Some 2017 P pennies may have been struck off-center, meaning the design is not perfectly aligned. Others might show doubling in the letters or numbers, where the design appears slightly duplicated due to a minting mistake. These errors are not common, and that's exactly why collectors hunt for them. Picture this, 2 coins that look almost identical at first glance. One is just a normal penny. The other has a small minting flaw. To an untrained eye, they are the same. But to a collector, that flawed coin could be worth far more. That's the difference knowledge makes. Another thing that affects value is color. Pennies come in different shades depending on their condition and how they have aged. A bright red penny, which looks almost brand new, is usually more desirable than a darker brown one that has been in circulation for years. So if you ever come across a shiny 2017 P penny, don't ignore it. It might be worth holding on to. Now let's talk about rarity in a realistic way. The 2017 P penny is not extremely rare in general, but specific versions of it can be harder to find. High-grade coins, error coins, and perfectly preserved pieces are the ones that collectors truly care about. That's where the hidden value lies. There's also something psychological about collecting coins like this. People are drawn to firsts, first editions, first appearances, first changes. And the 2017 P penny represents a first in modern U.S. coinage. That alone gives it a special place in collections. Think about how many people spend pennies without even looking at them. Every day, coins pass through countless hands without a second thought. But among those ordinary coins, there could be something slightly different, slightly better, slightly more valuable. And that's what makes coin collecting so fascinating. It's not just about money. It's about discovery. It's about paying attention to details that others ignore. It's about turning something small into something meaningful. If you already have a collection, the 2017 penny is definitely a coin you should check carefully. Look at the mint mark. Examine the condition. Search for any unusual features. Even the smallest detail can make a difference. And if you don't collect coins yet, this is actually a perfect place to start. You don't need expensive tools or rare coins to begin. All you need is curiosity. Start by checking your spare change. Look closely at every penny. Train your eye to notice differences. Because here's the truth, valuable coins are not always locked away in museums or owned by wealthy collectors. Sometimes, they are right in front of you, hidden in plain sight. The 2017 penny reminds us that even the smallest change can carry a story. A simple coin can represent history, celebration, and opportunity all at once. It connects the past with the present in a way that few other objects can. So the next time you see a penny, don't rush past it. Don't treat it like it has no value. Take a second. Look at it closely. Check for that mint mark. Notice its condition. Because you never know, that tiny coin might be more than just 1 cent. It might be a piece of history. It might be a collector's item. And in some cases, it might be worth far more than you expect. And that's the hidden power of the 2017 1 cent coin. Coin number 5. The 2018 penny was produced in massive quantities, which means most of them are extremely common. Millions upon millions were released into circulation, passing from hand to hand without anyone giving them a second thought. But in the world of coin collecting, being common does not always mean being worthless. Sometimes, the story changes when a coin carries something unusual. What transforms an ordinary 2018 penny into something valuable is not the year alone, but what happened to it during the minting process. Minting errors are the real game changers. These occur when the coin is struck incorrectly, creating unique variations that instantly separate that coin from the rest of the population. These errors can appear in different forms. Some coins may be struck off-center, where the design is shifted away from the middle. Others might show doubling in the letters or numbers, making it look like the design was stamped more than once. There can also be surface irregularities or missing details that give the coin a completely different appearance. In the world of collectors, these are not mistakes, they are opportunities. Every error coin is like a fingerprint, something that cannot be perfectly repeated. That uniqueness is what drives demand. Collectors are always searching for coins that stand out, coins that tell a different story than the millions of identical pieces. Now imagine finding a 2018 penny that not only has a visible error but is also in perfect condition. This is where things become truly exciting. A coin that has never been used, never scratched, and still holds its original shine is known as mint state, and it already carries more value than a worn coin. When rarity and condition come together, the potential value increases significantly. A clean, sharp, error coin becomes a centerpiece, something collectors are proud to own. These coins are often the ones that get attention in auctions and private sales. There is also another category to consider: proof coins. These are specially made by the mint with extra care, featuring a mirror-like background and crisp, detailed designs. They are not meant for everyday use and are usually kept by collectors from the moment they are released. Proof versions of the 2018 penny are far more limited than regular circulation coins. Because of their quality and scarcity, they often carry a premium value, especially when kept in perfect condition over time. Grading plays a major role in determining how much a coin is worth. Professional grading services examine coins closely and assign them a grade based on their condition. The higher the grade, the closer the coin is to perfection, and the more desirable it becomes in the market. A 2018 penny that achieves a top grade can stand out even among thousands of similar coins. Collectors trust graded coins because they come with verified quality, which increases confidence and demand. However, it is important to understand one thing clearly. Not every 2018 penny will make you rich overnight. The idea of modern coins being worth millions of dollars is often exaggerated. Real value depends on rarity, condition, and collector interest, not just hype. That being said, certain rare error coins and exceptional examples can still be worth surprising amounts. While they may not reach unrealistic prices, they can still sell for much higher than 1 cent, making them exciting discoveries. The beauty of coin collecting lies in this uncertainty. Every coin you check carries a small possibility. Most will be ordinary, but one might be different. That one coin is what keeps collectors searching, examining, and learning. Collectors around the world continue to hunt for modern coins with unique features. Even a recent coin like the 2018 penny can become valuable over time, especially if it remains in excellent condition while others become worn or lost. If you ever come across a 2018 penny, take a moment before spending it. Look closely at its details. Check the alignment, the lettering, and the overall appearance. Sometimes the difference is subtle, but it can mean everything. Instead of rushing to use every coin, build a habit of observing them. Set aside the ones that look different. Over time, you may develop an eye for spotting something unusual, something others might miss. The journey is not just about money, it is about awareness. It is about seeing value where others see nothing. A simple penny can become a doorway into a fascinating world of history, detail, and hidden worth. In the end, the 2018 1-cent coin is proof that even the smallest things can carry unexpected importance. It may not turn everyone into a billionaire overnight, but for those who pay attention, it can still hold surprising value. And sometimes, that small discovery is more powerful than people ever imagine.